welcome to the channel, Hannah Enneking, who is here to teach us how to get recommendations using the app, which is something I've never even done. So Hannah, really briefly, how's the push gone for you so far? What are you at in sales?
I'm around like 22,500.
Pacing for what's your goal by the end of the week?
For sure 30K. I'm trying to go for the AM record of 35K.
Okay, there we go. So pacing well. Recommendations is what you're here for. How many recommendations have you got this push?
Around 300.
So just this push, which is basically not even the past 2 full weeks, over, you say 300 recommendations. Okay. When did you start working here?
Like May 14th was one of my first days on the job.
How many, or I guess, when did you switch to using the app for the recommendations?
I think for SC1, whenever that was, I think I switched over to it then.
What was your experience getting recs before using the app?
Oh, I barely got it. I mean, maybe like 3 if I was lucky.
Okay, so like an average of 3.
Yeah.
Well, what has been your experience since starting using the app for recommendations?
Like the minimum I get is 10 each time, but it's normally around like 15, 20, sometimes
Every
30.
time. Cool. Yeah, it's a whole new world. I've never used the app one time, don't even have it on my phone. So I wouldn't even know what to do. So what we're going to do, Hannah's going to pretend I'm the customer basically, and just do each part of the demo that has to do with the app. I'm going to download it, share my screen. And then you're going to get recs from me. That's what we're going to do. So, there's one more question I was going to ask. How long did it take you to like get the hang of the app? Like within the first time you did it, how many did you get? And then the second time, third time, like how long before you were consistently getting recs with the app?
Honestly, the first time I think I got around 10, just because it's easy. Like once you use the app the first time, I think Kennedy on our team, she got 30 recs the first time ever using her app. It's like, it's pretty quick and easy to do because they're just scrolling through clicking.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. Start us at, it's pretty exciting. Start us at the beginning of your presentation, whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. So, so yeah, normally I go along just real quick with like all my goals, and then I end with talking about the scholarship. So, Mr. Funk, there are actually a couple chances for students like myself to win some scholarships. So one is just by doing these presentations and with my sales. And then the other one is where you can for sure help me out, which is by recommendations, kind of like how Mr. Smith recommended you to me. So at the end of the presentation, I'm going to go ahead, send you a link to download an app. Makes it super easy. There's just 3 parts to it. So the first part is just putting my information in so the company knows I'm actually doing my presentations and I can get credit and get paid for them, since they're kind of not being able to stand over my shoulder the whole time. And then the second part is just a couple of questions, pretty much rating me on how I did. It is all anonymous. So you can be completely honest with them. You can tell them you hated me. My jokes were too corny. Hopefully not the first one, probably the second one. And then the third part is, again, those recommendations. Again, they make it super easy. You can actually just connect the app right to your contacts. And from there, you just click on and everyone who might be willing to help me out, listen to my presentation. I'll explain a little more at the end. Just wanted to let you know in case any names pop up in your head throughout the presentation.
Cool. All right. Sounds good.
Onto it. Yep. And so then go into the presentation. And then after that, it's like when you get done with like the sale or whatever closing, when you're done it, I always go, okay, one last thing. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Funk, how did you like my presentation today?
It was great. It was great. That's why I bought the Siggy.
Well, awesome. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is actually really quick, go ahead and send you that link I was talking about in the beginning to get credit for everything today. So I'm going to go ahead and send that over to your phone. And I believed it went through. Do you see the link in your messages?
Yes. So is it the MyCutcoRep app download?
Yep.
Okay.
So what you're going to have to do is you're going to want to click on that link and it should open up to your browser. Did it do that for you?
Here, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Oh, can you see it?
It just said it has started screen sharing.
How about now?
It's just, oh, now I can.
Okay. So this is what the customer sees.
Mhm. Okay, so did it open up to your browser for you?
Yep.
Awesome. And then do you have an Apple or an Android?
I have an iPhone.
iPhone? Okay, perfect. So you're gonna go ahead and click on the download in the App Store. It should be the option on the left. And if you want to just download that real quick, should take like a minute, maybe less, pretty simple. And then after that, it's going to ask for some of my information, like my rep number. If you want to go ahead and let me know when that pops up for you, and I can give you that information.
Okay.
Yep, so that's going to be 644670002. You're going to go ahead and find rep. And
Okay.
then it should ask for a meeting number.
Yep.
So that's going to be 4422.
Where do you get that from?
So that is when you go to your schedule on your Vector Impact app. You're going to hit the schedule tab on it. Just turn my brightness up. And then you're going to click on whosever appointment you're on. So like mine is with, I got to go to this week now. So like how mine is with Alex Funk, I'm going to go ahead and click on his name. Okay, so you're going to click on like whoever's name you're going to on the schedule. You're going to go ahead and click on them. And then the meeting code is going to be right under the booked appointment. It's just going to be that 4-digit code there.
Perfect.
And that's the one you're going to give to them.
Okay. Okay. So it's in their appointment. Okay. We're back to screen sharing. Okay. Confirm.
Yep. And so then now it's just going to ask you a couple of those questions I was talking about. Again, it is all anonymous, so you can be completely honest with them. So you want to go ahead and click answer those. And then after that, my bio page should pop up, has a picture of me, a little bit about me. So if you just want to let me know when you see that, that would be great.
I was just filling this out. Hi, everyone. Okay, now, wait, what do I do?
So did my bio page pop up for you?
Yep, yep.
Okay, awesome. So now what you're going to go ahead and click that share button on the bottom. And now this is going to ask for access to your contacts. Now this doesn't give me anything yet. This is just for you to be able to go through and select anyone and everyone who might be willing to help me out. So if you want to go ahead and click grant access, after that, a list of all your contacts should pop up. If you want to let me know when you see that.
Yep, I see all my contacts in there.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, here what you want to do is click about 2 to like, I don't know, 300 people. Just kidding, Mr. Fong, just kidding. But just really anyone and everyone who might be willing to help me out and listen to my presentation. Not necessarily people you think are going to buy, but just anyone nice enough like you to sit down. My normal is about 10 to 15, although of course, the more the merrier. Mr. Jones, who actually recommended to you, gave me 20, which means he became a double sponsor. And once I get 50 sponsors, I get a scholarship towards books and supplies for school, which is really awesome because, you know, college can be very expensive for us kids. So I know some people have hundreds of contacts, so take your time, go through them. Just kind of like to say anyone who's really nice or like loves to cook, entertaining, all of that stuff. I don't know, maybe someone that owns a yacht or a mansion on Lake Minnetonka. But just really anyone willing to help out. I do also have a personal goal to meet with one person at least every single state. So far, I've been able to meet with somebody in Washington, New York, and Arizona. So if you know anybody in another state that I could cross off my list, that would be really amazing too.
Okay, all right. So I just, okay, so, okay, I got 2.
Okay, yeah. So are you thinking like anybody else? You know, sometimes we like to say, you got any like relatives, like aunts, cousins, or anybody with a wedding coming up that you know somebody might want to get them like some wedding gifts or anything like that? Or we do birthdays. I've had a lot of graduations and weddings. I think it's wedding season for some reason.
Okay, all right. I'm up to 5.
Yeah. So I just, as I was saying before, we do have that sponsor thing. I'm talking about really working towards some scholarships. So is there any way you can kind of think of, let's see if we can add like maybe 5 more to that. And again, like I said, this doesn't mean they're going to have to buy, just people nice enough like you that took time out of their day to watch my presentation.
Okay. How many is the sponsorship?
10.
Okay, I just hit 10.
Okay, awesome. Are you thinking there's any couple ones so far? Can you want to kind of tell me, like, are we doing like relatives or friends here to see if maybe there's someone you missed? I know I always miss people going through my contacts. So was it sort of like family members so far, friends?
It was kind of just the people that stuck out the most.
Hmm. Are there any some people where you like kind of scrolled by and you were like thinking, I don't know, maybe? Because sometimes the maybe ones are the best ones to call too. So are any ones kind of like that at all that sort of stuck
Yeah.
out to you?
Yeah, actually. Okay, fine. I'll go back. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, so now I feel like if you offered me like a peeler at this point, I'd be for 50, I'd be like, oh, okay, 50? Sure.
Honestly, I've never had someone only do 3, so I didn't know what to do at that point.
Really? Wow.
No, I've always had at least 10. So I like when you said that, I was like, okay, now I got to think, what would I say in this situation?
That's funny. Okay. So they always hit 10.
Yeah, at least.
So now so I clicked on a bunch of people now.
Mhm.
Do I just, when I click share contacts, do you probably don't want me to do this or they'll all be in your app?
Yeah, probably not.
Okay. So what would happen when I click share contacts?
So once you hit shared, there would be an option in the upper right-hand corner that says viewed shared. And what that'll do once you click it, it brings a list of all the people that they've recommended to you. And next to each person's name, there's a little introduce button. And so you go ahead and click on that introduce button and it'll bring up an option that says create message. So then what this does is make a group chat between me, you, and whoever you recommend with a pre-made message. That way they have a heads up so we're not calling one out of the blue, has a little bit about what's going on. So that way if they're not interested at all, they can just say so in the chat, I'll delete their contact, won't reach out to them. Or if they say yes, absolutely, I'll reach out to those ones first. Just that it saves like everyone's time and we're not calling anyone out of the blue. So if you want to go ahead and send all those texts out, I would really appreciate it. And then also, Mr. Funk, something I always like to ask everybody, if you were in my position trying to hit my goal, would you be, who were the first 3 people of those you recommended? Who would you call first?
Oh, I'd for sure call Faith Beauclair. She'd buy a ton of Cutco.
Awesome. And what's your relation to Faith?
I work with her. Yeah.
Work with her? Okay, awesome.
Yeah. She's pretty great.
Amazing. Who would be like that second person you would call?
Yeah, I'd call Jared Erickson. He's pretty great too.
Is he also a friend from work or?
Oh, I see now. Introduce.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And this will send, so when I do this, it sends a 3-way text.
Yep. Between
That's pretty
me,
fire.
you, whoever. So that way, like people, it has a pre-made message and everything. So that way we're not asking them to send out texts directly. Yep.
Wow.
So that way it just makes it like 3 clicks for the customer. So then that way they know they didn't get hacked or anything. And the customer doesn't have to send out messages to each person writing them up. This just does it automatically.
Done. Okay. That's it. Anything else you feel like is valuable to know?
Just being really like calm about it. Like it's something everybody always does. And I always bring up the person that recommended them doing it because some people get a little like scary about sharing contacts. But if you say that like they did it too and it's something everyone does and you're very like relaxed about it, they'll be like, oh, okay, I can do it.
Cool. Okay. And then we're going to put in the description of the video, the script.
Mhm.
And then is the intro that you had, is that also on there?
Yep. So it starts off with planting the seed and then it'll have a paragraph with it. And then it says after the demo and has the rest.
Cool. Any tips for anybody on implementing it? Or is it just as simple as like, just do it and read it?
I just do it. You just, when you're talking about all your goals and you bring up the scholarship, you just talk about it.
There it is. All right. Thank you, Hannah. Finish the push
Yep.
strong. Here we go. Okay. See you next time. YouTube, subscribe, pass it on.